Welcome for the 5th day of 30 days of CNCF projects, and today we are going to talk about Crossplane. Crossplane is a project that allows you to provision cloud resources as they were Kubernetes resources, and it makes your infrastructure management to be Kubernetes-like management. So what we are going to do today, we are going to explain what is Crossplane, how it works, and also show you a demo of Crossplane. Let's go. What is Crossplane? So Crossplane one line is a project that allows you to create and manage control planes. What does it mean? Is that it enables you to manage and provision cloud resources as they were Kubernetes resources. So let's take an example. Let's say that you want to create a Kubernetes cluster, manage database, and maybe some object storage for your application. So what you would do is that you would write code, or you would go to the console of each one of the cloud providers, and then you would provision it on your own. Crossplane allows you to just deploy custom resources into a Kubernetes cluster, and the Crossplane controller will provision and create the resources for you. And anything that you would change in your custom resource in the Kubernetes cluster, Crossplane will replicate and change it into the cloud provider. It basically takes the cloud provider resources and allow you to manage them as they were completely Kubernetes resources. So everything we love about Kubernetes resources, we just can take it into whatever provider that we want to. What are the main use cases and challenges for using Crossplane? So the first one is management of cloud infrastructure as it were Kubernetes resources. So we want to take the Kubernetes approach, which means the desired state and the actual state and the way the controllers pushing the actual state to be the desired state all the time, and take that into cloud infrastructure. It really makes easier to manage our infrastructure as code using the Kubernetes approach that we see everywhere across our application. The second thing is multi-tenancy. Sometimes we need to spin up resources per tenant. For example, a cluster per customer, a database per customer, etc., etc. And Crossplane really allows us to scale that using the CRs of Crossplane. Another use case is the fact that sometimes we want to pack our application and infrastructure in the same definition. So if you're using Kubernetes definition, we can use Kubernetes definition for all of them, and we don't need to have code for the infrastructure and another definition manifest for our application. And the last thing is the state management and the sync of it. So when we are using infrastructure as code tools, we need to always take care of our state, and we need to sync the state. And when there is a big drift, we are afraid to do that. And when we are using some kind of a sync operator that always sync, we don't need to be afraid that we have a drift. And those main challenges and use cases are the things that can push you toward the direction to take Crossplane as a technology to manage your cloud resources, or at least some of them. How Crossplane works. In order to deploy Crossplane, we need to install, first of all, the Crossplane operator. That will help us to manage our cloud resources and the CRDs. Then, we want to connect Crossplane into our cloud provider. There are different providers for Crossplane. There are various of them. You can go to the website and explore the provider. In the next example, we are going to use AWS provider, and we are going to create AWS resources. So after we have deployed Crossplane, we will deploy the AWS provider that will connect our deployment of Crossplane to AWS provider based on our credentials. And from that point, the CRDs for creating AWS resources will also be created in our Kubernetes cluster. And the last thing we need to do is just to use Crossplane. And for that, we will create our own CRDs, for example, a VPC, a subnet, EC2 instances, and then Crossplane will take those, go to AWS using the AWS provider, and create the resources and manage the state of them using the CRDs we created in our environment. And as simple as that, this is how Crossplane works. After we understand how Crossplane works, let's take another look a little bit deeper into the architecture. So in here we can see how Crossplane behave. At the bottom, we have the Crossplane core. And the Crossplane core allows basically to Crossplane to manage everything. This is the main operator. On the left side, we got the Crossplane RBAC that manage the RBAC to CRDs and the resources created by Crossplane. A little bit on the top, we can see the Crossplane provider pods. And provider pods can be pods for every one of the providers. So if, for example, we installed AWS, GKE, and Azure provider into our clusters, Crossplane will create pod for each one of the providers to manage their own resources. In this example, we can see the AWS provider as we saw before. You can install multiple providers on a single Crossplane deployment. One of the most interesting things in Crossplane is that each one of the resources we talked about is basically a really small building block. But in most of the cases, when we want to deploy a full infrastructure, we need a few building blocks in order to make it run. So if we have, for example, a CRD for a Kubernetes cluster, it's not enough because maybe it's need a node pool for the Kubernetes cluster, maybe it needs some networking to be created for it. So Crossplane allows us to create composition, which actually a few building blocks grouped together and then deploy them as a group together. It really makes easy to manage infrastructure when we don't need to define each one of the building block we need, and we can group them together and just spin up a group or a template all together. It's really important to manage that because when you're trying to run Crossplane at scale, this is something that you definitely need to take a look and also consider in your deployment. One of the main things that you should ask yourself by now is that we're already using some kind of infrastructure management tool. It can be Pulumi, it can be OpenTofu or Terraform, and there is a difference between the approach of how these tools manage infrastructure as code to how Crossplane works, especially around the declarative side of things. How do you think management, and the fact that Crossplane is a little bit in the Kubernetes native approach. I think that for each one of them, you should pick the tools that best suitable for your use case. For the demo today, what we are going to do is the same architecture as I showed you previously. We are going to deploy Crossplane, and then we are going to add AWS provider, and we are going to create a subnet, a VPC, and an EC2 instance using Crossplane. So let me show you how to do that. First of all, I would go to the GitHub repo, how to DevOps tools. We have an explanation here on how to do that. I would add the link into the description. So the first thing is that we are going to deploy Crossplane. We are going to add to the Elm repos, Elm update, and then we are going to deploy Crossplane. What's a little bit different in here is that we are going to add the AWS provider. What you can see in here is the app-bound package for the AWS provider during the installation of Helm. You can do that after, but it's better to install it in advance. Cool. And what's going to happen is that Crossplane is going to be deployed. Let me show you how it looks. And now we can see that the Crossplane first container is trying to spin up. We can see it failed once. And the Crossplane RBAC manager is already up and running. Okay, and now Crossplane is creating the provider AWS. In a few seconds, the provider pod will be created successfully and will be up and running. And at the meantime, we can check if the CRDs of Crossplane were already been created. And yes, what we can see in here is all the AWS, all the AWS resources of CRDs, buckets, cache clusters, backup for DynamoDB, streams. Almost any AWS resource is available using the AWS provider. There are providers for each one of the resources. So you have two options. You can deploy a provider, for example, just for the resources that you need that you want to manage, or you can use the AWS provider, which got everything in it. Obviously, it's a lot. It's a lot of CRDs. We can try to see how many we got in here. So it's almost 200 CRDs that you don't, if you don't need to use most of them, maybe it's better to use a provider. For the demo purposes, I'm going to use the AWS to just make it easier to be defined and created. What next? Let's check that our pod was created successfully. Okay. What we are going to do from that point is that we need to create credentials for AWS. So you have a link in here that would take you to the screen where you can create your API key and secret in AWS. So we have this command. I did it before I took the shot because I don't want you to see my secrets. So now I'm going to generate the secret. So I'm going to use this command, kubectl create secret generic AWS secret. Let's use that. Okay, so now our AWS secret was created. The problem is that we need to tell Crossplane to use this secret as the AWS credentials. So for that, we are going to create the provider config. If you want to see exactly how does it look, we are going to use it in here. Provider config. I can see that we need to create to clone the repo. So I'm going to move to my repo. Fast. Okay. And now I'm in the repo. What I can do next is that I can take this command and paste it. You can use, by the way, Control F and apply -F and then your URL. Let me show you how to do that. I think it will make it even easier. So you can do kubectl apply -F, and then you can use the URL in here. So if you're taking a look on the provider config, we can use the raw definition of it. Now we have it in here, and we can copy the URL on that. And what it will create is just the provider config, where is the credential for the provider config, and that's it. And the next thing we are going to do is that we are going to deploy our AWS resources. So we are going to use the same command as before, but now we are going to use the AWS resources. And we have a few resources in here. So we knew we got an instance. We are going to deploy it on US East 1. It's a very small because it costs money and I don't want to spend a lot of money only for the demo. We are going to create a subnet. And we are going also to create a VPC. Let me deploy that. For that, I think that I would AWS resources. It doesn't like it. So I would go to the project, how to DevOps. Maybe this is why I've created it that way. And then we are going to apply -F AWS resources. And what we're going to see is that it's going to create the instance, the subnet, and the VPC. So what I want to do next is that get VPC. You can see that we have the resource VPC. And it's actually already created a VPC, sample VPC, ready, synced, everything is fine. We can check our subnet. And our subnet is also healthy. We can see that in here. And last thing is we can want to check our EC2 machine. Is it called EC2? Instance, sorry. Instance is EC2. And we can see that our instance is actually pending. What we want to do next is that I would go to the console and the AWS console, and I would go and find those resources. So if I'm going into instances, we can see our instance up and running. It's still initializing. This is why it's not healthy in here. Oh, now it's running. Oh, no, sorry. So it's also in status check is also initializing. So we need to wait for it for a few more seconds in order to be the state to be updated in here. At the same time, we can take a look on our VPC. We have two VPCs in here. One is the one that we just created. One is another one that I have previously. We can see that this one is the top one, and it just was created. So let's check our instance, and now our instance is up and running, and that's amazing. So by only deploying those few YAMLs and CRDs, we are able to actually create the AWS instances. And it's as simple as that. We just need to connect the credentials, apply the YAMLs, and Crossplane will take care for the rest. One last thing before we are moving forward, I want to delete the instance. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to delete the instance. And in here, I'm going back. And what's going to happen is that as you see the state is shutting down, Crossplane will take care for the reverse. So if we will delete the resource from our cluster, Crossplane will take care of that in our AWS account. And that's amazing how those things are actually coming in together and getting the value of managing AWS resources as they were Kubernetes resources. And that's it for the demo for today. If you want to explore more, you can take this repo, clone it, use the apply command as I just showed you, and then from that point, you will be able to use and explore more, create more AWS resources as connected to other provider based on whatever you desire to achieve. One last thing before we are done for today, the sticker on the board. So let's add Crossplane to our board. Thank you very much for watching. See you tomorrow or next week. Bye.